Next up, we have Crimson Chalice by Dan Johansen, featured in Geometry Dash, is my understanding. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit... no, that's for the end of the video. Once again, everybody, members get early access. Artists, I want to collaborate. I have a whole spiel for all this kind of stuff at the end of the video, so stick around for that. Otherwise, we have the disclaimers showing on the screen right now, so pause the video if you want to read them in full. Otherwise, let's go ahead and do this. Crimson Chalice. Let's go. Oh, from the start. Okay, so we're 4 seconds in and we already got quite a bit going on. First, we start with our initial motif. The organ, and it seems to be a string section doing a doubling. Doubling is when you have more than one instrument doing the same thing, giving us our initial motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. And then, of course, after a single repetition, we bring in the drums, the guitars. Let's see where it goes. Which, by the way, drums and guitars would be the accompaniment. Let's see where it goes. Ooh, I really like... So we're moving the chords around. And we bring in a solo guitar doing a variation of the motif in more of a solo style. This is really cool. Let's see where it goes. Ooh, while the organ, while the motif is still going on in what is called an ostinato. The ostinato is when you do something over and over and over again, and right now that's what we're getting with the initial motif. The initial motif has now turned into a riff. A riff is a motif that is put through an ostinato that is then played on a guitar or a bass or a keyboard. In this case, a keyboard playing a organ sample. Let's see where it goes. Very nice guitar solo there. Ooh. The guitar now offering a little bit of counterpoint to that organ, so counterpoint. Counterpoint being the study of melodies, how they develop, how they interact with one another, usually in the context of having two or more playing at the same time. And in this case, of course, we are having a little bit of a call and response conversation between the organ and the guitar. You can hear, by the way, call and response. That the guitar does a thing, and when it stops, the organ does something. When the organ stops, the guitar does something. Call and response, we're having something like that. And now, of course, just now, the guitar went and did a harmonized melody, otherwise known as parallel motion. Counterpoint is usually measured in motion. There's three main types: parallel, contrary, and similar. So, similar motion is when you have two lines that are mostly going the same way. Two lines of melodies that are mostly going the same way, but not entirely doing the same exact thing. For example, we have like one of Bach's inventions, right? That kind of thing where we're not entirely going the same, like it's still mostly going the same way, just not entirely doing the exact same thing. Contrary motion, of course, means one goes one way, the other one goes another way, the opposite way. And then parallel motion, which we more informally call a harmonized melody, is when you have two melodies that are playing the exact same shape, just from different starting points, playing at the same time. So here we have this one, for example. We play then a second one in a different spot. Play them together and we get the harmonized melody. So I'm not very good at the piano. I am not good at the piano. I'm not a piano player. So let's see where this goes. Very cool. So we change riffs over here. So yeah, now we've changed riffs. The guitars have changed a little bit. The organ is now mostly gone. It's now going fully into the accompaniment. And the accompaniment, of course, being the not solo, the one that does not have the spotlight. So let's see where this goes. Ooh. And we engage in a little bit of chromaticism just there. So chromaticism is when you borrow from the chromatic scale outside of your existing scale. So what is a scale, right? So chromaticism, as I said, from the chromatic scale. The chromatic scale is all 12 tones that exist in Western music. That is going to be all white and black keys in your keyboard, or all 12 frets of the guitar, that kind of thing, like all the notes that we have access to. Out of the chromatic scale, of course, we have certain formulas that give us our usual scales. For example, the key of C major, which is all the white keys played from the note C all the way to C. Now, chromaticism is when you borrow any of the notes that do not belong to your existing scale, usually for the purpose of being what is called a passing tone. A passing tone is, well, as the name says, is a tone that is just passing by. It's not necessarily part of the harmony or the melody or anything, but it's just there to add as an additional step. So, for example, if we have, I don't know, we have this very, very simple melody, and we decide to add a chromaticism to this. There you go. You can feel that this note over here doesn't belong to the scale, because the scale is this. But we add this one over here, and it just gives us that extra little bit of chromaticism. It adds a little bit of extra flavor to it, and of course, it smoothens sometimes the landings. So, let's see where this goes. Oh, there we go. The organ is back to having the ostinato. Nice, I put it. Nice. Oh, okay. So we bring in this new phrase over here, which sounds to maybe be it's a definitely variation of the motif. It could be an inversion. So inversion, being another way that you can develop your material. Inversion just means that you are playing whatever you were doing just upside down. So if we were to have the same motif we did before, you're just playing it upside down. And even if we add the chromaticism, it would be the same thing, right? Upside down. Same thing. It's the same thing, the same concept, and it seems we're doing it right now, and we're having both the guitars and the organs doing a doubling right now. Really cool. Let's see where it goes. Ooh! And we have sequencing. Sequencing being another way that you can develop your material. Sequencing, you're playing the same overall shape, and you're playing the same shape just from a different starting point. So if we were to do the same thing, and we sequence it, that's it. You just started from a different point. You just repeat the same overall shape from a different starting point, usually within your scale, but sometimes you can do, yeah. By the way, if you do within your scale, it's called diatonic. If you're playing it from within the same scale, if you're playing the same melody just from a different point in the scale, still respecting the scale that you're in. So, for example, here, that is diatonic if we're doing it here. If we were to do it parallel, then it would have to be the same exact shape following the same structure, because this one is 2 whole tones, where here is 1 whole tone and 1 half tone. So if we were to do it non-diatonic, it gives you a slightly different shape, but diatonic usually is how things are, the simplest. And Sneezy Straw, welcome today. How you doing? How popular does a level have to be to get an LFA? I don't pick the music based on popularity. I don't pick the songs. Like, out of the 500 and whatever many LFAs we have at this point, I've only ever picked 3 of them. So the rest of them are determined by the sentient wheel of destiny, or our bribe list. Bribe list is the pay-to-win list, by the way. This one is the pay-to-win list. You if you donate $10 or more, you get put in the bribe list. It's a high priority list, and yeah, it's pay-to-win. This one is pay-to-win. I do not encourage it because, you know, it's great, but do not give me money if it puts you in a bad financial situation. It's funny when you give me money, and I love it. But yeah, don't do it if it puts you in a bad situation. Otherwise, absolutely go ahead and pay to win. So yeah, we're having this sequenced over here. Let's see where it goes. Sequenced again. Nice. Ooh, so now we're bringing in a new riff going on over here where we are basically spacing out the rhythm a little bit. We're still doing the motif. We're just spacing out with what we could call rhythmic displacement. Basically, we are just pushing the same melody. We're cutting the melody, we're splitting it, and then we're continuing it. So if we were to use an example here with the same one that we've been doing, we could be having that kind of thing. We're just pushing, even though we're still playing, we're just doing it from a different place in the rhythm. Really, really cool. Let's see where it goes. Yeah, it's not popularity, it's pure RNG. Yeah, let's see where it goes. Ooh. Oh, and we have a piano now. Very nice. So usually this kind of stuff in metal, it could be called a breakdown because it's more rhythmic over there. Still, this is really cool riff. Let's see where it goes. Oh, there we go. There's the organ, and we bring back the original motif. Nice. Camdy, okay, so to respond to that, the only criteria is that we try to not get copyright music. Like, we just want, I just want to avoid copyrighted stuff. That's basically it. That's the big restriction. That's why we do video game music or video game adjacent music, because usually it's not copyrighted in the same way that something from like Universal Records is going to be, right? Like the type of people that, oh, you played half a second of my work in your 35-minute video, take it down, kind of thing, right? Like that's what we're trying to avoid here. That's the whole point of the what would otherwise seem to be a very arbitrary set of rules. Yeah. All right, let's see where it goes. Very nice version of the motif. Harmonized melody. This is starting to sound like a rondo to me. It could be a rondo. So rondo is a type of form being structure of instrumental music where you go from section A, which is what we're doing right now, then we went to section B, which is a contrasting section, which is what we did with the rhythm and everything. Then you would go back to A, then over to C, A, D, A, and so on and so forth until you finish the track. Let's see where this goes. So it could be, because this is pretty much the same as before with some slight variations in the solo. So A prime means variation, right? Very nice. There's the chromaticism. Yep, there we go. Section C. New riff. Focus more on the guitar now. It's basically the same riff from the motif. We're just doing it from the guitar on the lower register. This is nice. Let's see where it goes. And of course being done with the more metal guitar. And the guitars and the organ are doing what is called elongation. Elongation being another way that you could develop your material where you slow down what you're doing. So in the case if we were to bring the same motif we've been doing, right? If we elongate it, that means it's going to take longer. The opposite of elongation, of course, being reduction, where you speed up the material instead of slowing it down. That kind of thing. I am not a piano player, so yeah. Let's do this. So I like it. So we are having one version that is playing at full speed on the guitar, and the guitar is having like the palm muting, you know, it's still playing like between every note. We're playing one note from the very, very bottom, which gives you like this back and forth bouncing sensation that the guitar gives you. And then we're having the elongated version of the same motif, basically. I think it's the same motif, playing a lot slower. This is really cool. It's really good. Second half of C, similar to what we did in section B. So the second half seems to be like the conventional section to bring us back to A. Let's see, so right now we are in section C. Similar to what we did before, nice. So a partial recapitulation, nice. With the chromaticism, very nice. Nice, and now we're in a solo. So we break the formula to bring us to a solo. So once again, when you're making music, you want to keep a very careful balance between what is familiar and what is new. Too much familiarity, too much of the same thing, too much repetition, you risk boring the listener, they tune out. Too much new material too quickly, you risk overwhelming the listener, they tune out. There is one universal exception, which is solos. Solos, as long as it sounds cool and as long as it fits enough, you can get away with pretty much anything that you want. Part sounds like an anime opening? A little bit, yeah. See what it is. There we go. Now the guitar is going off, just shredding it out. Harmonized melody, very nice. Oh, very cool. Ooh, and we engage very quickly in what is called direct modulation. So modulation is changing from one key signature, which is your set of chords, to a separate key signature. And to change from one key signature to another, you need to engage in what is called modulation. Modulation, usually the short of it is that the different scales, as mentioned before, you know, the chromaticism and everything, they're going to have different notes, and those different notes are going to give you different chords. And then modulation means that you're trying to find the common, you want to, maybe if you're doing common chord modulation, you want to find common denominators to smoothen the transition between one another, or you can do what was done over here, which is called direct modulation, which is just, oh yeah, look, we're playing in C major, yay, it's C major. Oh wait, no, C major, yay. C major, yes. Now we're in D major. And we're just gonna continue now in D major. So it's that kind of thing where you just switch from one key signature to another key signature, and that's it. Take remixes of the original if it's a game. It depends. It will entirely depend. If the original artist is the one who contacts me with it, then yes, because we do have like artists like Isaac Wolf. Or if it's featured on a video game, if the remix is featured on the video game, like we've done with, for example, One Fin or Soulkrieg, then yes. Otherwise, I would say, I mean, we usually do this case by case, but yeah, usually the rule would be either the artist contacts, reaches out, or it is featured in another game, like something like Geometry Dash. Anyway, let's see how this ends. So yeah, we modulate, we're continuing the solos. Variations on the tunes now. Nice. How are you gonna end this? Oh, we get the chromatic ending. Alright, there we go. We bring the ending of the A section. So the solo ended up also being the outro. And there you go. Now, so that's partially a rondo with a solo and outro added to the end. We have the melody playing that chromatic cadence that we did before we were doing the rondo. We let it run one more time, and we hit it one more, and the track ends. That was really fun. There you have it. That was Crimson Chalice by Dan Johansen, featured in Geometry Dash, is my understanding. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here, musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term I'm going to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas 2025, which is still possible, not very likely, but if it happens, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community, and I will fully produce, record, and voice act an audiobook for it. We also had a member offer to do a Discord Nitro giveaway. We might do other kinds of giveaways like that. We might celebrate. If you have any other ideas, or you want to contribute to the hype, let me know, reach out, and we'll make it happen. This has to be done with legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no botting, no buying followers, no alt accounts, no rat behaviors like that. Go share the videos, at least the streams, with your friends, with your families friends, with your friends' families. Those are two distinct concepts, by the way. With your online and offline communities, also use the hype function on YouTube. I don't know how it works, but we have a group on Discord that does. Link down below. Go check with them. Go coordinate. Artists, Dan or anybody else on YouTube or otherwise, I want to collaborate. If anybody wants any of my musical skills, whether it is guitars, Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old kind of thing, or regular singing, voice acting, or anything else, just reach out, let me know. We'll make it happen. We'll make it work. And yeah, and if you're in the audience and you know any artist that could benefit, let them know, reach out. Please do not harass anyone. Please do not spam anyone. Don't be a rat about it. Be cool. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment in this video. If you're on the in the stream, you can start requesting, and if you're not, check the pinned comment. It has the instructions on what to do. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. Both are linked down below. So if you live in Teka and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to Discord or Twitch. Both are linked down below, and it shows in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. We have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Bastard. That's where I put the recordings of the gaming after shows. When they happen, they get recorded live on stream, and then the recordings go there. Yeah, link down below, or just search on YouTube. Same username as James R. Bastard. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And, yeah. There you go. There you go. Crimson Chalice, Dan Johansen, Geometry Dash. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. But, yeah, let's move on.